As the crypto markets continue to be volatile, we've seen Cardano's ADA also push up to some pretty decent levels. In this video, we're going to be talking about what has been going on most recently with the price action of Cardano and what I think is likely to happen next. As I get into this video, if you find it useful and informative, hit the like button. I do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all the notifications, and in doing so, you will be kept up to date with absolutely everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. And if you haven't yet joined us in Discord, the link is in the description down below. It's a fantastic community talking crypto 24/7, completely free, and I don't think you'll be disappointed by what you find down there. It is the centralized hub of Cheeky Crypto, so you'll find a lot more down in the Discord server than we do here on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, you name it. Okay, so check it out. It's free. Right, let's get into this. Cardano's ADA paired up with USDT on the hourly chart. Binance is the data source. Now, following on from the video that we last did a couple days ago, probably about 3 days or so ago, we can see that we were targeting out 37.62 cents. We did fall a little bit short of this, as you can kind of see just here. We actually came to this particular area just here. If I actually hover on there, that was a low of 38 cents exactly. Okay, so let's go ahead and see if there is any particular reason. I don't think there is. It's just fallen a little short. Let's go ahead and just recheck a couple of things here. Make sure that we are happy with where we landed there. And yeah, so we just fell a little bit short coming in here on the 88.2% retracement zone. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. So this means that we're looking to progress upwards next. Okay, now we can see that we had 335 this side, and I know a lot of people might want to look at it as 5 waves. I just can't see the counts for 5 waves in there, so it's looking like we are probably going to be finishing off here, though, potentially with 5, and it's going to be 3 up there, it's going to be 3 down here, 3 here. It's a very, very choppy kind of move to the upside. So let's go ahead and take a look at this next area here. And what we'll do is we'll just measure this particular area to start with. I'll grab this and move this in, pull this over to here, and we can see we easily hit the 1.618, and we've progressed up quite a bit. Now, this looks like a pretty typical kind of wave 4 area that we're in at the moment. So I'm going to look at this at the moment like this, 1, 2, up here is basically 3, down here is going to be 4, and up there is going to be 5. Now, I also want to reflect on, is this also potentially where we end? And it's not quite really meeting our end expectations, so I don't think so. I think that's actually probably more of an internal count on this area, 1, 2, up here, 3, 4, and 5, like so. So that marks wave 3. So I'm going to remove that, and I'm going to pop this down here. Now, if we focus in on this particular area, we can see whether or not we've got a lot more to the downside, or whether or not we've already hit those levels. We can see that we just came down a little bit past the 1-to-1 and a little bit north of the 1.236. So on there, that looks like a pretty standard 3 wave at the moment. I'm not going to be too concerned about this. It looks like it's going to get ready for a bit of a move to the upside. So for me, it does look like we are likely to see this move upwards. We can come down a little bit more. As I said, we haven't hit the 1.236. Normally these things are 1-to-1, but 1.236 is also an area of concern, so we should be thinking about that a little bit. So it's possible that we come down a fraction more. From our volume indicator here, we can see that volumes are decreasing as we're decreasing price. That's usually a pretty positive sign to think of reversal. And we are also down here as well in the oversold area on the stochastic RSI. Not your regular RSI, but your stochastic RSI. It's more sensitive to price movements. You can see that it's oversold on the 60 minutes. The 4-hour and 8-hour and daily, though, these are in different positions. So we can see that the 8-hour and daily charts, they're already in the overbought area. So there is going to be a macro shift to the downside here. But if we do go up in 5 like this, it's probably going to be a 335 ending position. With moves to the downside next week. And so let's go ahead and actually jump across into the 4-hour here. That's actually progressing down a fair amount at the moment. Okay, so we can crumble from here. We can, of course, just move down, but it wouldn't be what I would expect to happen over this weekend. But, you know, it's possible. And the 8-hour and the daily, these are already looking for moves to the downside. So there's very little positivity from that perspective. And of course, you know, our weekly is it's an interesting position right now. So let's come back down to our 8-hourly and get rid of this. Okay, and let's actually start talking about where we think our 5th wave is going to go. Okay, so just based on the current existing low, and we are to kind of look to complete this 5th wave higher, then we're going to be targeting out 44.27 to 45.07. It's actually 0.8. So I'm going to go ahead and just draw these lines in here. I'm just going to mark that up there to 8. And I'm going to draw a line in here on this particular one here at 4427. Okay, so that's going to be the area that we're kind of be looking for in reaching that final point. Now, if I zoom out of this a fraction, we can kind of take a look at how things are going. You can kind of see that we came down here in this 3-wave move. We're looking for some kind of progression to the upside, but we're not looking overly positive for fantastic kind of finishing moves or anything like that. Now, the thing with this is it can be very, very corrective in these kind of moves here. We did invalidate the potential 5-wave structure. That's all okay. I'm not too concerned about those things. But essentially, I do think we're going to be revisiting these low points anywhere between 28 and 34 cents, and potentially as low as this Y wave on a macro level at 22.23. So things aren't overly positive on these kind of time frames, but we did come down into the accumulation zone that I've been talking about for a while. And yes, that was a new lower low. But I still think we're going to have to come down a little bit more here. I'm not thinking that we're done just yet. There's nothing really giving me the indications to think that the bigger macroeconomic climate is positive. I'm not getting huge demand vibes from Cardano either, with volume being the way that it is. And I don't think we actually have enough momentum to push this higher at this point in time. So as great as it's been, we scoped out this fantastic accumulation zone down here. We got into some really good trades right inside here, right at the very bottom. And from here, we've ridden it up quite well, but I just don't think that really we're in a good enough position to think that this is going much higher at the moment. So just bear that in mind. I think there's a little bit push higher into that 5th wave, and then I think we're going to be coming on down. I'm going to leave this video right there, though. If you have found it useful and informative, hit the like button. I do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all the notifications, and in doing so, you will be kept up to date with absolutely everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. And with all that said, done, and out of the way, hope everyone has a fantastic day, and I'll catch you all in the next one.